Well, thank you, Chair Murray and our ranking member Burr. I thank you to all the witnesses. And I just want to thank my colleagues, Senator Casey, for his discussion on the subminimum wage, something I am eager to work with him on. I'm proud that New Hampshire was the first state to eliminate subminimum wages. And also a thank you to my colleague, Senator Kaine. I'm a co-sponsor of the Jobs Act, and we just got to keep working to get that done. I want to start with a question to both Ms. Sherrod-Friedman and Ms. Mack. When I was governor of New Hampshire, now as a senator, I have supported career pathway programs which combine work, education, and support services to expand opportunities for workers who've fallen out of the labor force or need to make progress in their careers. Through these programs, businesses partner with higher education institutions so that workers receive on-the-job training while also earning recognized educational credentials to help advance in their careers. This Congress, I reintroduced the Gateway to Careers Act with Senators Young, Kaine, and Collins, a bipartisan bill to expand career pathways as well as to provide wraparound support for workers who face barriers such as transportation or child care costs. So I'll start with you, Ms. Sherrod-Friedman. Could you speak to how career pathways programs help workers to re-enter and remain in the workforce? And then we'll go to Ms. Mack.
Thank you very much for the question, Senator. We believe that career pathways, the kinds of supports and the way you've structured them, are essential to not only helping residents get on their feet toward the end of economic stability, but that they are essential to ensuring economic mobility. Yeah. Stability without mobility is a dead end, and we believe that the career pathways work that you've described is exactly what we need.
Thank you very much. Ms. Mack?
I'm going to second what my colleague in Detroit shared. I think this is the way you do workforce development effectively, is through career pathways and sector-based strategies. And it is a true partnership between workers and employers. And I think a great example of that is registered apprenticeship. And we're sort of seeing that registered apprenticeship is growing and expanding. And in our state, we're also working to figure out ways to engage more young adults in registered apprenticeship and in pre-apprenticeship programs, because it does come with those wraparound supports. They're often paid training opportunities. And in addition to that, there is a true career progression that we can watch and see. And also communicate, so as sort of the point before around transparency, you can communicate what the path looks like for individuals. And so I completely agree. I think career pathways is the way to do this work.
Well, thank you. Ms. Mack, I have another question for you because I want to turn to some of the unique challenges facing workers in rural areas. Many workers who would like to remain in their local communities struggle to find the right training opportunities that align with businesses' needs, in many cases leaving them underemployed or forced to leave their communities for better job opportunities elsewhere. One way to address this is better alignment between business needs and local education and training opportunities, something that Senator Collins and I hope to address by passing the Success for Rural Students and Communities Act. Ms. Mack, how have you worked to improve opportunities for workers in rural communities in New York?
Sure, and I think this is where local workforce boards are really crucial. And in two of the examples that I provided, Chautauqua County and the North Country are both some of the ruralist parts of the state. And what's crucial is being able to understand, as was described before, what the needs are of the individual. I think a lot of folks would assume it would be transportation or assume it would be childcare, but often it's housing. There's often a lot of constraints around housing in rural communities. And so sort of working with employers, I think the local workforce boards are able to better coordinate those educational institutions to meet the needs and the timing and sort of the distance that might be required, but also more importantly, sort of utilizing virtual services to support workers and employers as well. And so in Chautauqua, they're working directly with a group of manufacturers to sort of recruit and hire for their specific needs. And in North Country, they're designing a whole brand new program that is focused on recruiting young adults directly out of the K-12 system.
Thank you. And that's a segue to a question for Ms. Sherrod-Friedman, which is really about housing, because workers' difficulty in finding affordable housing can hurt their ability to remain in the workforce, makes it harder for businesses to attract workers that they need. And so one way to address this is obviously for communities to invest in safe and affordable workforce housing options. How does Success access to stable housing impact people's ability to find and retain employment, and how have you worked to address this in Detroit?
Oh, thank you so much for the question, Senator. In Detroit, we believe that economic mobility hinges on stable housing. And we've worked diligently to ensure that affordable housing is part of that equation. We really believe that affordable housing should be the basis for economic development in all neighborhood plans. Affordable housing as the basis for economic development, not simply a response to economic growth. If you wait for the point that it's a response to economic growth, it's too late. So we are so very pleased to have the Choice HUD Award in Detroit, building on Ford Motor Company's $1 billion investment in Corktown. Affordable housing will be a significant part of that Choice grant. We have a $30 million grant, and it blends together housing, affordable housing, workforce, the wraparound support you've described. We believe it will be a model.
Thank you very much, and thank you, Madam Chair, for letting me go over here.
Thank you. Senator Murphy.